welcome back. Today is another show day. Today is day 6 of the cruise, I want to say. Pretty sure. And if you're new here, hello. My name is Jordan. I'm currently working on board the Wonder of the Seas as a professional ice skater. It is currently 3 o'clock on the dot, and we have 2 shows this evening. So I wanted to bring you along for the process of getting ready for a show day because there is a lot that goes into it, especially this show specifically. So the ice show on board Wonder of the Seas is called 365. So it is a really, really awesome show, and there is a lot of new technology that's used in it. All new costumes because I am part of cast 3. So we are the 3rd cast to be performing this show, which is awesome. And I wanted to show you everything I do in my routine to get ready for a show day. Clearly, I am not ready whatsoever. It is a C day today, so I have just been editing pretty much all day, but it is now time to start the process. So I am in the dressing room. I will eventually film a backstage tour of Studio B on Wonder, but this is just what the dressing room looks like. We all get our own cubbies. Mine is over here, and all the girls, well, 5 of the girls get a spot at the mirror, which is really nice. And since we do have 6 in the cast, we do have to share a little bit, but Joanna does her makeup in the room usually, so it works out. If you remember from the Allure days, the 2nd chair was my seat on Allure, but this time around I have the one all the way to the left, so I'm like in the corner. I couldn't tell you why I picked this spot. I like the idea of being tucked in. So eventually I want to have like some pictures on the wall or maybe like around the rim of the mirror, something like that. It is going to be a late night because our last show is at 10:15. So I do want to preset an energy drink. I have a little stash of these and I haven't put it in the fridge. So I'm going to put it in the snow downstairs in Studio B to chill it a bit before I start the process. There's only a little bit of snow, but we'll make it work. That'll do. So hopefully that'll chill for a bit while I get ready, and then I can crack it open later. Studio B is looking gorge. We will come back to her later, but for now let's get ready. So clearly I need to do something about this hair. My show hair in this show is so easy and so it's just nice. I'm very happy about it. So I did get to decide more or less what I was doing with my hair. I did get that freedom, which was nice. But the finale is the only part where we do not have an option. All of the girls have to wear our hair in a low bun. So basically what I'm going to be doing is 2 Dutch braids. So if you are not familiar with the term Dutch braid, it is essentially a French braid, but instead of pulling over the top, you pull underneath. So it gives this effect of like a pulled or like popping out braid. I really like the look of it, and also I think that it is more neat for shows because I can really pull it nice and flat and tight to my head so that there's no flyaways or anything like that. I usually pull from like this side only like 3 times, and then I just keep adding hair from the other side closest to my face. I learned this little trick from Joanna because I was always getting these pieces right here to kind of pull up when I'm trying to like tuck it back. So shout out to her for telling me that. It has helped so much. So basically I just pull from this side now, and then I'm braiding the other side regularly, if that makes sense. A trick that I also like to do with any show hair is I like to kind of have a little bit dirty hair. It's very hard to braid freshly cleaned, washed hair because it just gets too silky. And then I have a bunch of these little mini rubber elastics. I bought these at Walmart. I don't braid all the way down because I will be straightening this piece. But now it is ready to be pulled back for a half up, half down. So I'm going to do the same exact thing to this side of my part. This is what you should come up with. It does look a little bit wacky, but we will get there. I just gather like a bit of hair from the section behind my braid and I smooth it out as much as I can with my brush and with my hands. And then I'm going to pull it back with my braid. Okay, hair is good to go. Gonna be honest, this is definitely not my best work ever, but it'll do. Now I need to hairspray the crap out of it, so I just have this one. It's the L'Oreal Lock-It Weather Control Hairspray. Essentially what I'm going for is like a helmet head, you know? And then I like to smooth it out with my hand so it like distributes it around my hair. That pretty much is the hair in a nutshell. The last thing I need to do for it is straighten my hair. I did bring my straightener here. This is the Chi straightener. I've had this for like 8 years probably. So I'm just gonna run my hair through it a few times to make everything come together and make it look nice and clean. Oh, and I do use the Chi heat protectant little spray. Please ignore my nails, oh my goodness. So now I want to move on to makeup. I have been getting a bit experimental with eyeshadow because you guys know I got a really colorful eyeshadow palette before last contract. This is the palette that I bought. I don't even know what the brand is, but it was like $11 and it is so pigmented. 100% like my current makeup fave. And just look at the colors. There's so many fun colors in here. It's the entire rainbow. I want to try and maybe do more of the pink today because I've been doing this like coral color, but we will see how it turns out. I will definitely have all the products linked for you below, but I'm going to start off with foundation. The foundation I always use for shows is e.l.f. Actually, majority of the products I wear is e.l.f. I swear by it, so if you see so many e.l.f. products, that's why. But this is the Flawless Satin Foundation in the shade Toffee. My shade changes so much depending on how tan I am. So right now I'm quite pale because it's the beginning of the contract, but as time goes on, I'll probably have to get a darker shade. But for now, this works for me. One thing that I don't know if people realize, if you're not in like the show world or entertainment world, is that makeup for productions, if you're on a stage like in a theater or on the ice, is that your makeup does need to be a little bit more dramatic because with all the spotlights and from far away, you want to make sure that your face is not washed out. So I try to make my makeup very dramatic but also still livable, so it doesn't look ridiculous. But I do go very heavy on the blush, so if you're thinking that is way too much, that is why. You just want to make sure that there is some color to your face when you are on stage and you're not completely washed out by all the spotlights because it is very bright out there. This foundation is about medium coverage, which ideally I would like full coverage for the show, but I don't really have too many blemishes, scars, or acne, things like that, so I don't really need full coverage. Plus I will be layering up with concealer, so that will add a bit more as well to it. Foundation, also I pull down my chin so that it blends well because I am terrible at picking the exact shade for my face. So next up is concealer. Again, I'm using e.l.f. This is the 16-hour Camo Concealer, and this is the matte finish. I do prefer a matte finish, so I love this stuff. I love the little wand that it comes with. It's fantastic. So I am going to be adding some on the under eye because I have permanent bags. I just put a tiny bit right here to help lift my eyes so they look more awake. I do also use this as like primer for eyeshadow, so I do put 2 dots on my eyelids, a little bit right here in between my eyebrows so that it brightens up my face, and then underneath my nose. And then usually if I have any spot coverage I need to fix, like a pimple or something, I will also just add a tiny bit there. And then I'm gonna use my beauty blender once again and blend everything out. I am so thankful for shows because I feel like I did not know a single thing about makeup before starting on ships. Like, I obviously knew somewhat how to do makeup, but not very well, especially not blending out eyeshadow, and now I feel like I'm getting better at it. I also did some learnings on the online makeup academy, which I feel helped me a lot, so it's very fun. So next thing I need to do before I move on is just set all of this. So I'm using a flat brush, and I just have a translucent powder from e.l.f. and I'm just gonna be dabbing the powder into my face. The most important place to set, I feel, is like in the mouth crease lines, so it doesn't crease at all, and also under the eyes and on the forehead, because I do tend to get a little bit oily right in my T-zone. Moving on to blush, I do like to layer up, so yet again, I have another e.l.f. product. This is the e.l.f. Putty Blush in the shade Bahamas. It's a beautiful like coral color. I was kind of unsure about the consistency when I started trying this out, but I do really like the pigment in it. And I dab it into my cheek in kind of like a diagonal line, right? So this looks a little crazy, but bear with me, I promise. And then to blend it out, I will be using the Revolution Makeup Blusher Reloaded in the shade Rose Kiss. And I'm gonna use this to blend out the other putty blush that I applied. So it is a little bit of a layer up, but I do really like the two colors mixed together. And then I do just a little dab on the tip of my nose. Blush is all good. Now moving on to bronzer, I want to add a little bit more color to my face. So for bronzer, I'm using the Estee Lauder Ultimate Mineral Infused Matte Bronzer in the shade Suggestive. This is called the Bronze Goddess. I got it at like a cruise sale last contract. And I'm going to kind of apply this in a diagonal motion on my cheeks to contour slightly, but it's nothing too drastic. And then I'm going to also bring it down my jawline, down my neck a little bit, and then also on my forehead, basically just framing my face a bit. Now it's time for the fun stuff, so we are moving on to eyeshadow. This is also the same palette I used for some of my eyeshadow looks when I was in Florida, like the green and the purple one. So I'm going to start off my eyeshadow by just applying this really light pink color to my lid. And I like starting with this pink instead of just like a nude, because it does start to give that color right away to your eyes. So I did want to do more pink today, but my eyeshadow brushes are still a bit orangey from yesterday's show and I don't have time to clean it. So I think that's what we're gonna go for. So I'm going to start with this color right here, and I'm going to just apply that in my crease with this little brush, and I'm just doing like a swirling motion. Actually, it might be better to zoom you guys in for the rest of the eyeshadow. Okay. Next, I'm gonna go in a mix of this color and this color, and I'm gonna do the same exact thing. I'm gonna go in with these two colors, and I'm going to apply it to the outer V. So I'm gonna just slightly pat it in like so, and you want it to be like very concentrated on the outer corner. I have a bigger fluffy brush that I'm going to use to blend it out. So I'm just going to blend everything so it mixes better. I'm going to use this angled brush to add one color from the other palette. So I'm going to just add this dark color right here. That looks good. Now I'm going to go in with this like tangerine color. It's a glitter, and I'm going to apply that to my lid. For the last bit of eyeshadow, I have the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder in the shade Golden Flower Crown, and I'm just going to use a tiny bit of this just on the inner corner Next is eyeliner. I use the Wet n Wild Breakup Proof Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner in Blackest Black. But I'm going to do this off camera because I'm horrible at doing eyeliner. Eyeliner is done. Not my best work ever, but it'll do. It's time to move on to mascara. This is the Essence Lash Princess Volume Mascara. It's my favorite mascara, and it's like $3. So I'm just applying this, and this will also help my eyelashes blend with the fake lashes when I do apply those. And I'm still using the NYX Tame and Frame Brow Pomade for like the 4th or 5th year in a row. So I'm just gonna fill in my eyebrows a little bit. I'm gonna wait for lips till later, but I am going to put my lashes on. So these are the Ardell 854 3D Faux Mink lashes. And then for glue, I'm just gonna use the Lash Couture. Now we gotta finish the face with some setting spray. This is the Revolution Makeup Sport Fix. I tried this out for the first time and I love it. My makeup stays so well with it, especially for shows when I'm sweating. While this is drying, I like to add a little bit of highlight to my nose. And I'm just gonna do a little bit on the bridge of my nose and the tip, and then on my Cupid's bow, and a little under my eyebrows, like the arches. And the makeup is complete. The last thing I need to do is my red lipstick, which I will do later after warm up, because I will be eating a snack also. But the lipstick I use is the Wet n Wild Liquid Cat Suit. I have also been using this for years and years. I have it in so many different colors, but the one I use for the show is 930B, Missy and Fierce. So this is what it looks like. Time for warm-up. I have first warm-up today. So the warm-up ice is myself, Madison, Gleb, and Dasha. So I need to do a little bit of floor warm-ups, and then I'm going to do presets after. I did bring my backpack down here already just to save a trip. So I'm going to preset this now on the wall, and then we are going to get to warming up. Fun fact, these walls are magnetic. So there's just metal hooks right here, and that is how I preset my backpack for the change into summer. Backpack goes there, and then I also put my visor on top, but I'll show you after when I do my presets. Let's check on my drink. Ooh, feels pretty cold. Here, it's time. We've got 30 minutes to warm up. Piotr sharpened my skates, so hopefully I shouldn't be slipping and sliding everywhere. Warm-ups, we have to practice with the weight because Emma got a new weight. and Madison and I do the transition for it.
Oh my god, look how big my hair is. Ready? Wait, ready? Let me style it really quick. Ouch! Perfect. Yeah, hold on. Hello.
Don't mess it up. Don't mess it up.
Good job.
Now it's time to do my presets. I can't preset my beacons until just before notes, so I can't add those to my costumes until right before notes, but I can at least put all my costumes on the chairs and have it ready to go. We've got the beautiful rack behind me. For stage left, the only costume I have over here is my change into summer, which is my solo costume. So here's the ensemble. Missing the visor, I have to grab that from PM's office, but I've got to lay this out on the chair. You guys know I love pink and sparkles, so I kind of manifested this costume, I feel. I really don't need to preset my opening because it's what I start in, but it is just less of a hassle because it's already on the chair, rather than trying to sort through all the costumes that are hung up, because there's so many, and there's also 12 of us in a cast, so that means even more. Shorts. And finale. I also have my red robe that I always throw on after we finish a show before I put like my clothes back on. So I'm just gonna put this in my little basket under my chair so that it's easily accessible, because it is pure mayhem back here when we've got 12 people in this tiny, tiny space. Presets are looking good. I'm just waiting for black tracks, like I said, but I'll do that in about an hour. Last two things I need to preset are my visor and my emojis. So they live here. Just gonna grab those. I am really hungry, actually. I had quite a big lunch too, but I don't know, sometimes my body tells me I need more food, so this is coming in clutch. I was so surprised how much I liked this flavor, because I'm not usually like a citrusy or like lemon or lime kind of gal when it comes to flavoring. However, this stuff, so good. My favorite flavor of these drinks is the cherry lime, which I have an order coming in on turnaround day, so I'm very excited to open that. But I like all the flavors. So I have a bit of time now. It's 4:45. My first show tonight isn't even until 8 o'clock, so notes are at 7:15, which means I have quite a bit of time to just chill. And I'm already ready for the show. I really want to read a little bit. I might actually take this to the dressing room and read. I usually just stay in there until notes. I am currently reading The Last Mrs. Parrish. Really good. It just got quite intense. It just picked up very, very fast. The start was like a little bit slow, I would say. All of a sudden just went from 0 to 100. So I'm into that. So I'm going to read this. You guys have heard me talk about it before, but I love using my Endel app when I'm reading. It just helps me zone into the book, and like I'm so hyper focused. So thank you to Endel for sponsoring this video. Endel is an environment-based app that gives you personalized soundscapes to help you focus, relax, and even sleep. Endel is created and backed by science, so it is very effective. I've noticed such a big difference in my productivity, so I always use it when I am reading, but I do also listen to it while I am editing. I just get in the zone and I just find that I'm so much more concentrated on whatever I'm doing. This app is so cool. It is AI powered and it does sync to your circadian rhythms. Another great thing about the app that probably doesn't apply to anyone that doesn't work on a ship, but you do not need service for the app to work, which is great, so I don't have to use my minutes to use the app. But there really are so many different sounds to choose from. Just reading a couple from the top: nature elements, focus, relax, sleep, move, focus, tune, spatial orbit, wind down, hibernation, Clarity Trip, Recovery, Study, Wiggly Wisdom, Deeper Focus, and AI Lullaby. There's also different scenarios, so deep work, power nap, chill, read, self-care, create, meditate, homework, yoga, chores, spa, warm-up, daylight, workout, airplane, and commute. They've also done collaborations, which is really cool. Like there is soundscapes that were created with Miguel, which I think is awesome. It's just a really, really great app, and I definitely recommend it to you, so make sure to head to the description box for more information on Endel. I will have a personalized link that you can use, so make sure to check that out. Thank you, Endel. I am going to get in the zone, pop those AirPods in, and also sip on my little energy drink while waiting for notes. Another essential step pre-show is filling the water bottles. Time for beacons. 1 and 2. I only have 2 for this show. Some people have 3. My stringers are like all the way through my arm. Beacons are attached to the stringers, and also I put it in the pocket, so we do wear it in our costumes when we skate. Then there's another little pocket in my solo costume for the excess cords. I'm not excess, but it's quite long, so we don't want it popping out. It's not the most comfortable thing, but it works. Now that that is all done, we are ready for notes. So, heading back up to dressing room. It's a video vlog.
That's it.
Okay, we are ready for shows.
Phone's ready.
We got 2 shows to go, last 2 of the cruise. So, thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next vlog.
Bye.
Bye.